Hi, I'm Dr. Cheryl Chase. Welcome to Chasing a Child's Potential. I'm going to discuss 5 different things that can be done in a classroom to help students who might be experiencing anxiety. There are a variety of ways that anxiety presents in children, and there are a variety of diagnoses that would fall under anxiety disorders in children. But regardless of whether a child is presenting with an official diagnosis or just going through an anxiety-provoking time right now, there are many things that we can do in the classroom to help these children be more successful. For example, allowing the student to have extended time on tests or in-class assignments, letting them choose how they're going to be evaluated, addressing the unstructured times, keeping things consistent, and allowing students to have a cool-down spot with a cool-down kit. The first thing that can be done is to allow the student to have extended time on tests or in-class assignments. When a child is anxious, when a child is stressed, the lower brain centers take precedence over the higher order thinking, reasoning, planning, organization, language, judgment. Those higher brain centers are almost shut down at the sake of the lower brain centers that are really focused on survival. Many times, students are able to overcome their anxiety and get those higher brain centers engaged and working, but it takes a little bit of extra time. In addition, their anxiety may flare up on occasion while they're working on an assignment, be it a test at their desk or group work with others. And so giving them extended time is a way of allowing them to compensate for their anxiety. Another way that we can address anxiety in the classroom is by having students choose how they're going to be evaluated. For some students, taking a print-based test may be more anxiety-provoking than doing a presentation. For other students, writing a report may be more anxiety-provoking than taking a test. And so it's very possible that you may want to, in certain circumstances, allow children to choose how they're going to be evaluated or what their assessment tools will be. A third way of addressing stress at school is by being aware of unstructured times. Many students will say, especially middle school students, that lunch or recess or free period are the most stressful times of the day for them. That lack of structure can be very difficult for many students, and so finding ways of providing structure within those unstructured times can be very helpful. For example, I worked with a student at a school who addressed the anxiety that many students felt at lunch by giving each lunch table a discussion topic every day. And so the goal was for that table, while having lunch, to stay focused on discussing a certain topic. And that way, conversation didn't spiral into things like talking about classmates or talking about things in popular culture that made the student very anxious. A fourth way of helping reduce anxiety in the classroom is by keeping things predictable and routine and consistent within a school. Now, I know that that can be difficult, and we can't always account for when there's going to be a substitute teacher. But it's important that routines are consistent and that if there's going to be a change in routine, children are told up front ahead of time. For example, if we know there's going to be a long-term substitute because someone's going out on maternity leave, we can have that substitute working in the classroom once a week for a month or 2 in advance. Or if we know there's going to be an assembly on Tuesday, and so library will have to be moved to Wednesday, tell the students a couple of days in advance and let them know how that's going to look. When will we go to library on Wednesday, and when will the assembly take place on Tuesday? Small things like that can help the anxious child prepare ahead of time. The fifth way that we can help students in the classroom who are experiencing anxiety is by providing for them a cool-down spot with a cool-down kit, so that if a student is getting anxious, that student can go to the cool-down spot and have some favorite things in that spot. For younger students, it might be a stuffed animal or a favorite blanket. For older students, it could be pictures, books, a magazine of favorite pop artists, or even a candle that they wouldn't light but still has a scent that they find soothing. Now, this could be really helpful for all students, not just those with anxiety. And in fact, I think it can be helpful for teachers, and I actually have one at home for myself when I'm having a tough day. So there are lots of ways that we can provide these cool down areas and cool down kits for students so that they know where they can go and how they can regulate their own anxiety. What I've just discussed are 5 different things that we can do to help students with anxiety in the classroom. But it may be that a referral to the school psychologist or private counseling are going to be necessary to really help this child address their anxiety within him or herself. But in the classroom, there's a lot that you can do to help the student feel more comfortable, feel more at ease, and feel safe in your environment. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sure you'll find this information helpful as you're out there chasing a child's potential.